And I think we're live, question mark.
We're live. How's it going, everyone?
Hello.
We have our weekly developer stream here with Paingod, Chuji, and Bam 1500.
How's everyone doing today? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday indeed.
Hey, everybody. We ready to kick this off?
We are ready.
Okay, so we're still in our independent season. The team right now is in lockdown for the next season, so today's the day of like everybody trying to get the things in at the last minute, which is always a very, very busy and exciting week because you get to see a whole bunch of changes in the build. I think the two designers here had 14 bugs this morning that they still need to address.
I blame Brendan.
Give or take. We got a few more hours.
But anyways, as we do at the beginning of the show, let's give away an Ultimate Season Pass.
Okay. Yeah. Can I have it, or do we have to? One of the players should probably have it.
Yeah, one of the players should probably get it.
That's cool.
I think one of the players should get it. I agree with Paingod here. But as is our new tradition here, go ahead and click on the link for our giveaway that KB just posted, and you will be entered automatically to all of our giveaways today as long as you enter in your Wargaming ID correctly. So once you do it once, you're entered for the rest of the day.
That's slick. Is that new? That's slick.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's new. A couple weeks. It's funny. From T. Kane, he writes a community report every week, giving us feedback from what happens in the social channels and everything like that. And he's like, players are super happy that you gave away 10 tanks last week. And I'm like, I gave away 10 tanks? Yeah, okay. Because what do we call it, Tankz0rz?
It's this segment is called Giving It Away.
Giving it all away.
Yeah.
I almost sang a song that's probably licensed, so you're welcome. I stopped myself, but now we all know what song it is.
Well, you sung in a meeting earlier, and it was horrible.
Yeah, but I wasn't streaming to the world where we'd all of a sudden get a copyright takedown.
Yeah, we get a DMA and
Yeah.
shut down the stream. Other things this week, let me try to run through this quick so everybody can ask their questions of our two guest stars. It's Tier 10 week, double silver on all Tier 10 tanks, double silver earn, 30% off all Tier 10 tank premiums, except for Valor and Andrew the Giant for, the license reasons we have to talk about every week on the show. Tanks Reforged was the USSR T62A medium line. The results, win rates increased about 2%, with a 30% increase in damage output for tiers 7, 8, and 10, and a 15% increase in damage output for tiers 4, 5, and 6. Tier 9 still kind of staying the same where it was on his performance, but we'll keep an eye on it. But it looks like those were good changes for the line as a whole, and there'll be a lot more notes that I can't even possibly read through right now in the string notes. Hold on a second.
Oh, waiting.
Miss Scroll. Okay. We have an on track for the T62A to match the Reforged, so that you can get up that line faster. We have a trade-in event, last chance, to get some of those tanks as trade-ins. And then Tuesday we release the much-awaited AMBT, the Tier 8 U.S. medium. It's the very first U.S. auto reloader and is in back of Bam's screen right there. And its current win rate is sitting at 54.5%, which makes it the #1 Tier 8 medium. And its current average damage per battle is 1,634, which is also #1 for Tier 8 medium. Again, usually the early adopters are some of you more core people, and so you kind of, make the stats look really, really good. But we'll see. We always wait 30 days and see if we need to make a change.
For sure.
But if you grabbed it, I think it's a super, super fun tank, and everybody knows I'm, a U.S. line player. So I was really happy that we could add that to the game.
One thing that pops in my head when I'm looking at these numbers is we do have the ability, once we have enough data, to slice a tank's damage or win rate by skill. that might be something players might be interested in once we have enough data to make that a meaningful number. Because sometimes you have a tank that new players or average players aren't as good at or are better with, but is a skilled tank, so you really see it skyrocket if you're good already. Just something popped into my head when I was looking at these averages.
And this is certainly a skill tank. Like, you got to really pace yourself in between your shots. And, like, do you want to fire all 3 at once, or, always at least keep one in the chamber? I always, at first playing this, I didn't think it would be a tank for me, but you kind of got to pace it and have a little bit of patience and know when to use it. Yeah, I think a lot of skilled players will really learn to utilize it well.
Yeah, it's nice to pop around the corner and drop all rounds and then come right back. Like, okay, I've got to wait for this reload. Hopefully nobody crowns the corner or comes up behind you like Chuji did in my playtest today, in our daily design playtest, and shoots you in the rear and kills you.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, we were both in Tiger 2s, and if I'm right, we had the same modules and everything, but yeah, I did come right behind you and start shooting.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was too busy watching what was going on in front of me and then I realized being shot from behind, and I think right as I turned around to face you is when you killed me.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, it's okay. Things coming up next week. We're gonna have our second test of the pairs-based matchmaking, with fixes to the issue of one team getting 2 top-tier platoons and the other team getting 2 bottom-tier platoons. We think we got a handle on that. Again, even though we run simulations, we need, the hundreds of thousands of you playing, in order to get enough data and see if it's right or wrong. Always remember, if you see an unbalanced team, take a screenshot of, your PBRS and or the leaderboard, and send that into community or through a ticket or whoever you have contacts with at the company. And then coming Tuesday, also long awaited, because I get asked about it every single week here, is the Merkava branch. So the Merkava MK1, the Merkava MK2B, the Merkava MK3. I think we got some pictures, and maybe, wait, Tankz0rz, do we have another world premiere?
We do have another world premiere.
What?
We'll roll that out after these images here. We're looking at the Merkava 3, or Mark 1 right now, sorry. The 2, and last but not least, 3.
Very cool. If we're referring to a video, I think one of our audio engineers sent me a sneak peek of this morning. It was probably not the final, but I didn't know that was for today. That's kind of exciting. Or I'm totally leading us into the weeds and we're not actually showing something, but I think we are.
Get that video rolling, Tankz0rz?
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that. So, here we go. Everyone enjoy.
They can't hear us right now.
And that's why those.
Yeah, what did you guys think of that?
That was super cool.
Yeah, definitely. And We had our little stinger. We love the stinger. Every time we can use it, we're going to use that stinger.
Yep, it's technically called a bug. I don't know why.
A bug? Okay.
But in industry, it's called a bug.
Would you call that little stinger the world premiere of the world premiere stinger for this trailer?
No, this is the third time we've used it.
This is the third time? Ah, shoot.
Yeah.
I think it's the bug of the stinger of the world premiere.
It's a little out of hand now. Juji.
That's what you bring me here for. I'm not just a pretty face.
Yeah, other things going on. Again, I have to fix my scrolling. Companion reinforcements. We have 100 for the Merkava line, the 100 destroyer challenges. Destroy tanks while you're in a Merkava, or destroy the Merkava line, and you get rewards. Premium bonus. That's something that came from the stream where people are like, "Hey, can I pay for my tech tree tank, to get premium earns?" And we're like, "Why pay? And we'll just start doing it." So this is like version 11 or something like that. I don't remember anymore. But you get the premium bonus, which is extra 50% XP and 50% silver on every battle you play in any vehicles of the M1A2 Abrams line, the T-72BU line, which were the first Cold War lines to receive the premium bonus, because you asked on the stream, can we do that with the Cold War lines? And I said, yes, we will. And Lady O and her team made it happen.
Sweet. Hey, Paingod, is that the line or just the M1A2 and the T-72BU?
It's the whole line.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
So that people can kind of like get through it faster,
No, that's totally sweet. Because once you get into Detente, man, those are chef's kiss. I like those.
Contracts. The news contracts are Thresher and the Chisel. It's made its return already. So get those Merc tanks while you can.
Very cool.
Then it's time for our weekly shoutouts. This is where our friendly neighborhood server programmer does a bunch of data diving to pick out feats of players that happened with recent tanks or recent promotions we're doing. Everybody who I'm about to butcher their gamer tag gets a free confidential key card. With my apologies.
Thank God. Before
yeah.
we get to that, do you want to pull the first winner for Independence Ultimate Season Pass?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry, it's giving it all away, and I keep speeding right past them.
Talk really slow. Keep them in suspense.
Our first winner is Gaz the Cat. Congratulations, Gaz the Cat.
Nice. Congratulations, Gaz the Cat.
I'm naming my future cat Gaz.
Gaz.
Would you call him Gaz the Cat, or because it is a cat, would you just say Gaz?
I think just Gaz.
All right. The cat is implied or implicit.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough.
So what do you think about
Let's do another one?
All right.
Yeah.
For a chance to win another Ultimate Season Pass here, go ahead and make sure you enter the giveaway. If you already did it, you're all set. But go ahead, Paingod, take it away.
Cool. I was just I stand corrected. Our friendly neighborhood server engineer is out on vacation, so Max Chaos actually worked on the shout outs this week.
Snap.
So you can thank him for me butchering your gamer tags. Okay, here we go. Most damage caused using the AMBT Wacko Mac Jacko 7.
Now, to be fair, not only is that impossible to say, every other letter is capitalized. That's a big old mouthful. I think you did a great job, honestly.
I actually did a little bit of practice before this meeting.
I think you'd have to.
Before I never have time to do.
I read that before you said it, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, he's done over 400,000 points of damage up to now since the release on Tuesday. So, and we get our data from the day before, so that's basically 2.5 days of data.
400K plus.
The highest win rate using the T62A since the Reforge. V Maxified with a 100% win rate and 10 battles played. We played 10 battles in a row. in that tank and won.
Clean sweep. We know it's in a row. That's like super impressive. Congratulations, VMaxified.
If only we had the string theory up running. I mean, there were some big earnings for that.
That would have been huge. Yeah. Highest average radio assist. Maybe I need to refresh. There's a missing line here or something. Hold on. Okay, highest average radio assist damage using light tanks was someone whose gamer tag is not safe for me to say on this stream, I'm told.
Ooh.
Well, they'll get a confidential key card, but either my butchering of gamer tags or their gamer tag is not safe for our PG-13 stream.
I will say it ends with _101. That's safe.
Okay, which they did 3,564 average spot assist across his matches. Milestones, thank you, congratulations. Like I mean, I can never express like how much milestones mean to me for you players. I mean, Hitman PC hit his 160,000th battle. That's just incredible. Eating Cheese 571 hit their 130,000th battle, and Evilist Curb 53 hit their millennial, their 100,000th battle mark. So congratulations, you all get a key card, and I actually don't think I butchered anybody's gamer tags for a change.
No, I think you did a good job. And actually, I'm not going to read them out loud, even though I don't think this number would be useful to anyone. I'm looking at their account IDs. These are some tankers that have been with us for a haul. These are low numbers. This is cool. So thanks for sticking with us. And congratulations.
What's your account ID number, 2G? Do you know?
It is in the hundreds because I made my account attached to my Xbox Live tag when we were in like not even real, right? The first tests in Xbox Live versus PartnerNet, and I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I think I'm 7, and I always wanted to be 1. It always made me mad.
Who is 1? I should look that up.
Who is number 1?
It's probably QA Test 06 or something like that, to be honest with you. That's probably what it is.
I would guess it's that, or it's Lady O, or it's Mr. Efficient.
You could be Alex N. There's another option.
It could be, yeah, it could be him. Bug fix is coming on Tuesday. The Tier 7 S, we addressed the issue with the gun progression where you cannot mount the new turret when it was unlocked due to just incompatible guns. Our servers don't like that at all. So this required the following changes. Turret 1, we removed the 85mm DST gun. We added the 100mm D10 T gun, an upgrade. Turret 2, we added an 85mm DST 85 BM gun. So sorry for whatever mistake that caused that. Probably someone on this call is responsible, or has someone that works for them that's responsible.
Most likely, let's go with that.
Mistakes happen. It's fine. And then, because we always get asked, what's the next Reforged line? Will be. The hint is the issue with the IS was discovered while working on the next Reforged.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
What could it be?
Well, clearly it's the Swedish TD line. I mean, clearly. It's not the Swedish TD line.
Follow up some last stream really quick. Someone asked about the FE 107 shell price update. This was investigated, and the shell pricing is much cheaper than actually any of the other autocannon Cold War vehicles by quite a fair margin. So it doesn't seem, and its net earn of silver per match is pretty average. So we're going to leave it as is right now. But thanks for asking about that. Someone asked about Iranian tanks last week that I didn't know off the top of my head. We don't have anything scheduled, but if you have suggestions, please feel free to write in and let us know. And then tank module pricing in Cold War. There hasn't been any like movement on that recently. It needs to get done. I did do as I promised, which was take all the tickets on my plate that mostly come from these streams and other things and get those reassigned in the past week. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And I think BAM will make that a priority.
Yeah, for sure. Get on it, Bam. Really quick, I want to follow up on the first and the third one. The shell pricing update, like what you earn, like how much it costs to shoot, how much damage you do, how much you earn with your multiplier for both XP and silver. There's a lot of math there. So thank you very much for asking about it. And that's why we do the analysis, because it's complex and we need to make sure we're doing good. As for tank module pricing in Cold War, I think this is more of a recommendation for you, Bam, is let's look at both XP and silver as long as we're looking at anything and just give it a nice audit because they're asking for it, and I think that's healthy. That's my 2 cents there.
No, absolutely.
That was it.
Got a ticket to follow up on that.
There's a ticket somewhere there. If it's not on you, it's on John. To assign to you.
I'll dig around.
Okay. Before we get to questions, I want to let everybody know that I'm leaving Wargaming. It's been a rough 2 years for everybody, for the world. And I think it's changed how a lot of us look at things and make us reevaluate our lives. I've been literally making tanks for 10 years. And, it's time for me to let people like Bam, and Chuji move up in the organization. I love the game. I love the company. I have more faith in the studio than you would ever know. And I'm going to miss you all.
Yeah, Paingod. I mean, the reason we're all here is basically all of your hard effort. And I think I'm torn right now with knowing that I don't get to work with you every 30 seconds and you coming over going, why is this way? The players want it differently. And also knowing that it is still our top priority to make sure that the game is everything the players deserve it to be. I think those are two very important things to say, but I also don't want that second part to dismiss that it's a pretty big deal. And I think I could speak for the entire development team, except for this one person. I'm kidding. When we wish you nothing but the best.
Well, thank you for making this even harder on me than it already was.
You asked me specifically before this started, like, make this really hard.
No, I said jump in if I lose my stuff.
Oh, I misunderstood you. You heard that, and
I didn't say pile on and shoot me in the rear like you did earlier in the playtest.
When I had that Tiger too, I was sending you a message about expectations for the rest of the day, man. Well, actually, I value that we keep joking. I could go the other way and be like, and just have everyone DC you right now. Just shut him off. We're moving on. That's not
like, finally, he's out of my way.
Yeah, actually, before we went live, you were talking about a mysterious piece of equipment that was going by your house. True story. I'm talking out of school about stuff that happened before we were on cam. That was actually me asking the government to shut your power off. It was a power tap. We're going to EMP you.
Oh, no.
Well, it was the government, so they failed.
Well, they're consistent.
Okay, but you guys, I'm going to continue to play the game. I'll still be part of the community. And thank you for all your years of playing, and watching the streams and asking great questions and keeping us honest. I think I've tried to be as honest as I possibly could with you in the community, even when we make mistakes, and even when I was responsible for 6-0. Well, Chuji was kind of responsible for 6-0. Now it's all him because I'm leaving. But thank you. It means more than you guys will ever know. Okay, 100%. First question is for you, Chuji. Do you have it lined up? Do you want me to read it?
I'm scrolling. Jeff! Oh, the one that says no question, just saying hi? Or am I...
Yeah.
Yo! Hi, right back. Well, this is actually, man.
Well, it's great. Great Graham watches the stream, I think, every week and asks questions. So
this is an you would think I paid Great Graham. Like, it's a good segue. Is with Paingod's news. This stream marches on. I hope you're used to seeing my ugly face and Bam's ugly face. Sorry, Bam, because this is a vital method of communication, and nothing, in terms of cadence and frequency changes. It's just the quality of the people talking is going to drop. So, have faith. You will keep seeing at least somebody every Friday.
Exposed Lies just says, I love everything you guys are doing, by the way. Bloody War Llama, hello, you're always here. Is there a chance of a Warhammer 40k season, or at least some tanks? We are the only version of World of Tanks that don't have any. I would say, yeah, there's a really good chance. Again, license deals take negotiations, and the company's actually working as a whole to try to line up promotions and licenses between all of the products. For the Warhammer people, their sweet spot is like late spring, early May. So I would say look for that to do for another promotion with them. But yeah, we're all big fans of it. We definitely want to bring it to you.
Yeah, I'm a 40K freak. I will also say last week I was in Lithuania at a big summit, and this is not a promise. This is just transparency as part of the process. And I was talking with Blitz developers and WoT PC developers and executive, you name it, employees. And we were all agreeing that we could do a better job internally as Wargaming, collaborating different events and licensed bits. So that's a conversation that's happening. That isn't specific to 40K or going to answer your question on is there a chance, but it is the entire process of which Wargaming product gets which thing that we're trying to improve and make more consistent across all the products.
Practice Tonant?
Patrice,
I think that is correct.
Oh, it's Patrice. Sorry. And Gunny, there's like something in my head. Gunny 531 asked if we could add Hebrew and Arabic languages. We can certainly request it. That's kind of a little bit outside of the development team. We have the technology, but we can look into it. Fluffy Colt 12271 this week. Hey guys, would love to hear if we can get some more info on the garage, win rate,
Marks of Excellence, I think.
Marks of Excellence, mastery. Thanks.
Yeah, I think we should put that on the list. Like, one of the things that I'll say as a start, and by the way, Bam, if I'm talking over you, just interrupt me. Go. Do it.
Well, I can say just on this in general, like, it's a really good idea. It absolutely is. It's a matter of like how much information do we throw and plaster onto the main garage screen to the players, and at what point does it become too much to kind of digest, right?
Actually, to that point,
cover your tank, right? Like,
oh yeah, there's that too.
In the past, you've been like, we've changed garages, and they're like, I can't see my tank, or my tank should be bigger, or I should be able to zoom on my tank. So we're kind of in the struggle of information, but also, you being able to see what you care about the most.
I think another thing we can explore a little more, and I don't know how many players even know this. If you're brand new to the game, we actually don't put the tank stats that are on the right side of the screen on until you meet a specific criteria, because when you're brand new to the game, that's just a list of numbers that have no context. So we give you information that's meaningful to you, because that is something we can explore based on your experience with the game. So maybe the pros want a lot of information. It's at least something to discuss in terms of who sees what or where is the option to turn on and off stuff.
Okay, next one. Magic Cactus 911. Paingod or Bam, how does the FB 4211 damage blocked and win rate compare to other escalation heavies MVTs? You want to take that one, Bam?
Sure. And I'll be quite honest, thank you to the publishing team to at least giving me the answer here, because I did not get a chance to look this data up myself, but we're at around a 1% above average win rate, and is number 2 for damage blocked. The T72M1 actually holds the number 1 spot for that.
Thanks. was it Fit 6911? When you reforge a line, can you make it last longer than 1 week? Well, the stats change and they stay changed. And then the on track that we do when we do a reforged is for 2 full weeks. So we do a reforged every 2 weeks, and the on track that gives you more earn and less cost for going up that line lasts for 2 weeks.
That might be what they're wondering as well. Like, can we just increase the duration of the on tracks potentially? You know,
we've actually talked about, I think maybe even last stream, is that, you know, this paces of every 2 weeks is a little bit exhausting for, you know, the people that have to work on it and do it. It's a little bit fast. So maybe we could space that out and make it once a month and then run the on track for the whole month to give you more time to grind your way up to your tanks.
That could be a cool. You know, another thing that I really like about Reforge is you focus on the line, right? But it actually influences everything else because the population changes which tanks they're playing, and the matchmaker is pairing you with more than just reforged vehicles, right? And their efficacy is being changed by the fact that these other tanks are changed. It's also interconnected, that it's fun to not only look at, hey, those tanks we changed, what statistically happened? It's also interesting to say, well, what happened to the game as a whole as well, because it all touches each other.
Yeah, everybody wants their favorite tank buffed and their favorite tank not go down in stats because another tank is buffed. So it's a fine balancing act. Which one of you want to take Voodoo 5150's question?
Oh, sure. So yeah, Voodoo 5150. The question is, skin doesn't show on the VK3601H barrel when using the 10.5 centimeter barrel. Sorry, my cat just got into view here. Side note, or I'm sorry, this is actually logged and we are looking into it. Thank you.
Is your cat a VK fan?
He must be.
Or a hater.
Or a hater.
Not the VK.
A momentary genius who's a regular watcher of the show and always asks questions. Jeff, you want to grab? I mean, Chuji, you want to grab that one?
Oh no, everyone knows my real name. Man with 3 first names. Is there an update on tracer rounds discussed a couple of weeks ago? Tracer rounds online. I'm actually reading the context. I'm slow and read. It's like reading the notes that you're not supposed to read. Oh, you know what? This, I think, is still a work in progress. Is that true, Bam? I am. We need to follow up on this.
I don't have a ticket for it. It might be someone on the systems or tech side of design, but it's certainly worth looking further into. This is the first that I'm kind of aware of it.
We definitely should follow up on this because this actually also one of the things. Bear with me. This is very similar to one of the things I like about the auto reloader systems we were talking about with the new tank hotness earlier, is shooting for different reasons, aka lighting someone up for 20 seconds as this may do, or not shooting for reasons because you want to use your auto reloader in a different way, are some of the really cool nuances that we can play with when we're reacting to feedback from the players and adjusting vehicles. So yeah, this is definitely something we should explore in my mind.
Gonna make a note of that.
Thanks. Kaiju Blood God. That's a cool gamer tag. I haven't seen that one before. It's got a question about siege mode. You want to jump on that one, Bam?
Let's see. Yes. Kaiju Blood God. Can any tank that uses the T95 hull get siege mode like the T95E2 in Cold War? We can certainly look into it.
Oof, that's really going to change the play style of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's do not mistake that for a don't try it, but that's going to be a pretty significant play style edit potentially. Interesting.
Yeah, at least I can say is we can look into it and try it out. You know, I mean, that's how we do with anything with features or any sort of new mechanics. Take the multi-turret upgrades that we have done to some of the tanks recently. We run them through. We got to understand that this is going to impact tanks that players already have. Is it positive? Is it negative? Well, we have to determine that.
It's so good. I just spilled soda on myself. That's how good that is.
Okay. So Max Minor Tanker, you guys should give away a Tech Tree Merkaba tank. Is that possible? It's actually not, because the way the server works and the progression and the child parent stuff. I probably should have let Chuji answer this, but we probably could give one lucky viewer enough XP for it. What do you think, guys?
No, I'm fine with that. To grind all the way up to there.
Yeah.
That would be a request of us for one of our nefarious cohorts behind the camera, or yeah, that's the right way to put it.
I think that's possible.
Oh, all right. Yeah, no, I think that's super cool.
Okay, well, after we do the second giveaway, did we do the second giveaway already?
We have not, but we
Okay.
are ready.
Okay, I'll wait for an answer to make sure that's possible before I promise that and tell people to enter for that. Okay.
Sounds good.
I'm also at the risk of making, well, who cares? I will say, and this will be vague on purpose, that we are looking into different ways to allow people to access Tech Tree tanks other than grinding up lines. That's as much as I'll say, but it is an initiative that we're exploring. And I think there might be some super interesting things if we're successful, but if we find it's just hot poop, we won't do it, but it's something we're exploring.
So from a Pit Viper, he asked this question to the most handsomest.
I think it's debatable amongst this crew.
Oh, man, that's a trap. That's a trap. A Pit Viper laid a trap. It is a Pit Viper. It's consistent. I'm also curious, is this a Pit Viper or the Pit Viper? I think it's a Pit Viper.
Just a...
No, it's a Pit Viper, but I believe that gamer tag changes on a regular basis too. I'm not entirely sure.
We have a conspiracy here that all these gamer tags just change from week to week.
Various Pit Vipers.
Or I just suck at names, which obviously everybody knows by this point.
A Pit Viper, if next week your gamer tag is the same Pit Viper as last week, then I will actually give you a sum of gold. That's a promise. If we figure that out and you get our attention, someone put a note in that. I think that's an interesting idea. Oh, well, I committed. Let's do it. And the question is, somebody read this. Why am I failing in English here?
Whatever happened with the Yotanks?
The Yotanks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Still in the plans, but there's no ETA. Sorry, for some reason, the Yotanks, my brain went Yo Joe, and then it just short-circuited. So I'm glad you read it.
And now I have most likely winner in a PB&J eating contest.
Oh, that's me. I think that's me.
Oh, do you eat a lot of PBJ?
I just had one for lunch today.
All right. Real talk. There is a sandwich franchise that it's at least in Chicago. I don't know if we're allowed to name actual franchises, but they discontinued their PB&Js. It rhymes with Rot Smellies is the name of the franchise. So that made me so mad because that was my go-to. I love their PBJs, but I'm not going to enter a contest. You would crush me.
Are you strawberry or are you grape?
I do both.
I'm grape. I'm grape.
Not at once, but it kind of depends what's in the fridge.
I'm team grape.
Team strawberry.
Now we have to fight to the death.
But I think the real question is, what goes on first, the jelly or the peanut butter?
PB.
Well, what kind of madman doesn't do one slice as one?
Makes their peanut butter jelly?
What was that, Paingod?
I said it's one on each side, and then you put it together. Isn't that how everybody makes it?
Right.
Yes.
But there's a big argument of, like, you know, when you're using, most people use like one utensil, right, to spread the jelly or in the peanut butter. So it's like, do you stick it in the peanut butter first and then risk getting peanut butter in your jelly, or do you put it in the jelly first and then get a little jelly in the peanut butter?
I may be OCD. I actually just use 2 knives or spoons.
Well, there we go. We have a civilized man.
I love that there's a genuine question here from a player, but we turned this into a PB&J debate here.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
In our defense, most likely winner in a PBJ eating contest is in all caps. In our defense.
Yeah, that took a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Okay. This is from Gwendol39. Next nation coming to Cold War. That would be the Czech and Romanian line.
I'm laughing because the actual verbatim in our cheat sheet is, but feel free to just hint if you don't want to spoil. And man, Bam's got your back. He's like, spoiled the hell, I'm telling him.
I was literally reading it, and I'm like, oh, shoot.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about that, especially sometimes with gamer tags. Ladio is pretty good at blanking out a gamer tag if it's something I should not appropriately say. But there's been a couple I might have been wrong, but I just looked at it and read it and just went blah blah blah, and then went, what did I just say?
Yep.
Now I'm waiting for here's the answer, but don't tell them that. So Bam could be like, it's Czech Romania, but don't tell them that yet.
Hint, hint. Might be coming.
Okay, I think I'm in the right order here. VX the majority, Tom XV. Do we know which tank they branch off of? The Merkavas, the Magach 6B Gal, or GAL, however you're supposed to say things like that. Next one's all you, Bam.
Okay, this is for a loaded psycho. Can you make it where we can put the medals we earn on our tanks, like emblems? Oh, that's totally feasible. I think what we would need is a system that can acknowledge that this tank that you've played with has in fact has earned said medal, and we'd have to find a way to actually award said emblem. Because otherwise, the alternative is we actually just create the medal art into an emblem and put it on sale or something. But I like the idea of giving more incentive for working toward a medal. And hey, I want this to be flashy and on my tank. Certainly, that's something we can look into.
I agree. When we investigate this, let their freak flag fly. If they earn it, they can fly it. Otherwise, nope. You know what I mean? And make sure it also could be something you can put on one of your 3D flags, because that's how I would do it personally.
See, look at Chuji delegating already. You're just dumping everything right on Bam.
Yeah, I mean, the tickets are piling up.
The next one's you, Bam.
Let's see. Make sure I'm on the right one here. This is from Zeno27. Could you increase the cap timer on Great Wall, for World War II mode at least? It's very difficult to reset. Yeah, we can certainly look at that. A lot of the maps we do typically try to gauge the cap timer based on the size of the map. If we take a look at any of the Cold War maps, especially, even standard mode, we have the cap timer, I think, upwards of 2 minutes, 20 seconds. We'll take a look at that, because if it's an issue for people getting back in time, there's a fine balance that we can try to work with there.
Also, Xeno27, if you get a chance, or Bam, when you look, it'd be interesting to know if that's all modes or a specific mode.
Right. And I think what's interesting to note here also is Great Wall is compatible in both World War II and Cold War. So we probably have it set up so the cap timer, if we're talking standard battle, is shared between both the modes. We may just need to take the current timer and make that exclusive to Cold War, and we'll make an adjustment to World War II. We do have the flexibility to do exactly that.
Next one is you as well, Bam.
Let's see. Okay, I might struggle to...
Ermagerd.
Koa Killer Eagle 55.
You did it.
I did it! Can we get an updated version of Erlenberg? Let's see. Currently, it mostly ends in long stalemates between each side of the river, where everyone waits for someone to cross it first. Maybe some more cover in the fields, so they are not unpassable death traps. I mean, as always, we are between every update, we take a look at all of our maps. We look at the win rates, we look at the heat maps, and we do kind of stack rank. We take a look at the ones that are impacted the most, especially when we have maps that are spread across a wide spectrum of World War II tiers, as well as eras in Cold War. We have to be very careful in what we actually physically change in a map. If it is, say, more cover or something to do with the rivers themselves, taking Erlenberg as an example, we need to be careful that whatever we adopt into these maps doesn't have a adverse impact into different tiers or eras. That's not to dismiss the question. This is certainly something we can look into. I don't know what the heat maps are like currently on Erlenberg, but we can certainly get that ticketed and investigate a little bit further.
If it's interesting to you, I just looked in the last 60 days, Erlenberg's average match time in random battle is 8 minutes, just as a data point. I haven't compared it against everything else because we're on a live call, but that one was easy to look up.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to everybody what I think the averages are. That's very noteworthy. Looks like the next question is also for me. Let's see. This is from Jay Kluick. The best I can pronounce that. Can we have spectator updates, please? It is the backbone of the competitive community, and at the moment, watching is hard. I believe we do have a lot of like spectator mode like quality of life improvements that have been constantly worked on in the past like few title updates, as well as future ones coming along the line as well. I'll have to double check what's kind of like the prioritization of what we're looking at first and what might be coming in the next update versus later. But it is something that we are constantly monitoring.
Here's an idea on that, unless we've already done this, is if we have a backlog of spectator updates, it might be worth considering stack ranking those with the community's input as an idea.
Oh, for sure. Gonna note that as we speak.
Yeah, actually, if Bam, if you talk to the guy, because I don't know his gamer tag and I don't want to say his real name, the AP on UI, I did ask him to make sure that spectator updates were a focus for the next season, and
okay.
He does have a list of what they plan to be doing. So,
very cool.
From Tankz0rz,
I think that's correct. Tankz0rz.
Paingod, can we get a TKS 20 black? It'd be nice to have to remember all your hard work over the years. I'd love to say yes, but I don't get to make any more decisions in about 8 minutes.
Well, you have 8 minutes to say yes.
Well, then yes. I will ask Lady O to work with our production team to make that happen. And then I'll also promise that in a future stream, if they make it, they'll give it away. How was that for one of my final orders?
I like it.
Done.
The next one's all you, Bam.
Yep. Love this gamer tag name. Noodleton. Can we get the smaller maps like Ghost Town, Abbey, Mountain Pass, or Port added back to higher tiers? And if not, why? You guys, this one comes up so many times. I did address this question before, and here was my answer to that. We've tried these maps in the higher tiers before, and it was either, a lot of players really exclaimed that they did not like these maps being in there, they didn't fit well, and there was also a lot of balance issues. That being said, my kind of middle ground solution to this is, and I do have a working ticket for this as well, we want to consider some sort of events that can add these maps into rotation, maybe for some particular week or weekend event long rotations. So at least, we are still catering to some players that enjoyed these maps in the higher tier rotations, but, we don't make it a permanent change. That is my answer to that.
Hey, Bam.
Yeah.
What do you think are the chances of maybe, how you do those community custom games events every once in a while?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
It might be fun to just do a tier 10 only port custom games with devs. I kind of think that'll be a comically like having a shotgun fight in a closet, but we could do it there if we want to try it.
I am not against it. And you know what? Those are also great opportunities, almost like these weekly Assault streams, freely ask questions to the developers, and we can interface with, you guys, the players, directly as well. So it's always a fun time.
Okay, I'm going to grab this one. Bam. Notankovich, can we have more filters on stats tab? I have over 500 tanks. It takes a long time to find a specific tank. Maybe a tier filter. Certainly a suggestion. If there's something else that you're looking for, please send it in to one of the community coordinators or in a ticket. I agree. Since I have every tank in the game, it takes quite a while to find a tank. So yeah, thanks for that suggestion, and send in what your heart desires are. The Runtic. Is there a V sign on the board of Israeli Merkabas? Is it possible to remove the V sign? It's not a V, it's a chevron, which denotes what squadron it belongs to. Up is Alpha, right is Bravo, left is Charlie, down is Delta. So it is not. It's not a V. It's just a designation of what squadron it's in.
Yeah, I appreciate it being brought up though, so we can explain it. Yeah, we try to be sensitive to stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Gotta say it.
I don't think that's that. What do you mean? I think it's PG-13.
No, you could say that one.
Colonel Dingus. AMBT feels underwhelming. It can't do anything particularly well. Its armor profile is terrible, so it can't brawl in most situations. It can't sit back and snipe because its gun's inaccurate, and it's slow to aim, and it's very slow, so it's difficult to flank and drive. It just got released right 2.5 days ago, so it's number one in win rate and it's number one in damage, as I mentioned earlier. We got to let that settle and watch like 30 days of the stats, and then it will be BAM's fault if the tank needs to be fixed.
Actually, that's a good callback too. When I was talking about we can eventually with enough data measure cross-compare tanks to skill. A lot of times, especially if a tank is pretty new to an ecosystem, the tankers out there that are listening that are just amazeballs at the game are typically, but not always, the ones that are drawn to these tanks first. So you can even skew the win rate because of that in the beginning, right? Because the good people are playing the tank, and you have to wait a while to see if, when anyone uses it, what does the tank perform as?
Right. Great. Graham asked, like he does every weekly, about clan features and upcoming events. I can tell you one part of this next version is a bunch of server work on the back end being done to give us more ability to do clan features as far as doing a clan event. I think that's totally feasible. I think that's within our wheelhouse, and I'll ask Lady O to discuss that with the powers that be going forward and see if we can set up some kind of event. Yes, I know what I said. I mess up names. Is that not established after years of this stream? I mess up names. Sorry, lady. Disbanded Death 1. So since secondary guns have been in the game for a while now, how are they doing? And is it possible to buff them and make them more useful? Also, can we get more radio chatter like the training modes have? Bam.
We can certainly look at the secondary guns. I mean, again, I don't have the stats in front of me to see how, in fact, they are performing. I mean, we need to figure out if they are, in fact, underperforming. They might actually be overperforming. So that is something we need to look into before we can make any, definitive decisions there. The radio chatter, first off, I'm glad you guys really enjoy a lot of the radio chatter and additions we have, like in the training modes. In terms of actually including them into, say, actual battle, that's also something we can consider in terms of like replacing the current VOs. That is not a trivial amount of work, though. It's a big ask to replace all the VOs that we already have in the game. The only other alternative is some sort of scripted VOs that appear through the missions, almost like the theater of war elements. But those are things I would find more distracting than being partial to the actual moments in the gameplay.
Yeah,
Hopefully that answers the question.
The VO is a communication channel. So when there's 30 players in a match versus one player in an onboarding mission, what you communicate and who hears it with that VO is just something we have to consider. I think it's a really cool idea. And also, man, I love those onboarding missions myself. The one in the desert, the sniping mission, that is Hold the Line. Man, that's my favorite. I love just trying to lead those shots and blow them up. But yeah, the voice is really cool too.
Okay. We're at our 3 o'clock mark. I'm going to try to burn through these as fast as I can. Just a cone. Can we get more city-focused maps? We have so many open maps. Where's Runeberg, Berlin, Ravaged Capital? We had Ghost Town, but that was put to tier 4 and below. That will be for BAM to look into.
Yeah, I mean, we are still working on more maps. I do understand that we are heavily focused on a lot of summer maps in the game, but urban maps are coming along. And I think Ghost Town, I have to double check. I believe it's still upwards of tier 8 in map rotation, but I can double check on that.
Right. Oddball 39, what was the reason to do away with 5-man platoons? They made matchmaking take terribly long, number of hard fails, and the number of 5-man platoons, maybe Chuji remembers this from way, way back in the day, was far less than 1%.
It was tiny. I don't remember the specific percent. And also, when 1/3 of the enemy team is that well coordinated, it's exceedingly difficult to balance and make it fun for everybody in that match. Or at least, consider it in a reasonable way. Although I will say, if we want to explore that in co-op, you're just shooting the machine. Something to think about, BAM. Anyway.
Reverend Bunny, the Calliope Sherman in World War II. That would mean missiles in World War II, but we have missiles now, so it's quite possible. Stevie Cakes, why can we not see the NM hero skin before we buy the bundle if we own the tank? There's not a skin preview when viewing a bundle. And it's something that is on the list. There's a ticket for it, and something we have to do. Oh,
we just stumbled upon the, do you want to do a final giveaway? Have we done the final giveaway?
Well, I was waiting. I'm not far enough down. I was waiting for confirmation that we can just go ahead and give the XP for someone to research the Merkava tank. I haven't seen an answer for that yet. I'm 99% sure it's possible, but I don't want to make a commitment and give that away. But yeah, let's go ahead and give away the second Ultimate Season Pass.
Alrighty. And our winner for our second Ultimate Season Pass here is Tankz0rz.
Tankz0rz. Congratulations.
Congrats.
34,426. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
And why don't we give out an AMBT2?
Alrighty.
Weatherville, Tankophilia, whatever I said before. Weather variants and war variants, i.e. El Haluf War. Man, I love that map. It's get all the maps back that we can get to you guys, and then weather variants and war variants and stuff after that. So in the queue, just a ways out. Monkey Tesla. Question for anyone with a pulse. Can we get an Era 1 straight fire missiles? It would be pretty cool.
Oh, just dumbfire. No guided, no tow, no wire, just fire, forget. Or not fire, forget, fire, and it just goes straight. That's actually easier than any of the other mechanics.
Yeah.
I think we could consider that for sure.
Noodle 10. Will Chuji and BAM 1500 be with us each week on stream moving forward? Someone's dying laughing. Oh, no, he's dying laughing watching you guys. Yes, they Chuji committed to 4 streams, 4 weeks. And I think I just dumped the rest of it on BAM.
I've agreed to carry the torch going forward beyond that then.
I will special guest star, but yeah, there's a lot going on this side of the fence, and I'm happy to be here as often as I can. But I'm not going to be a regular. And so for the half of you that are celebrating that, you're welcome. For the half of you that wish I was here every day, I apologize.
Okay, Fluffy Colt. A bunch of numbers. How about some medals for Cold War? I think that's tickets probably on you, BAM.
It's still on me.
We got to raise the priority. People like to get their little medals. Are we still giving away a bunch of free XP to unlock Rebecca's, or did I miss it? Yeah, yes, we can do it. I got confirmation. Well, Yes, I believe I have confirmation enough that we can go ahead and award one lucky viewer with enough XP to research their way to the tank. And you can choose when you do that, Tankz0rz. Magic Cactus 9/11 this week. Will we see Lady Obscure on stream at some point? She says, no, monsieur. Nope, nopers. Nope, nopity. 9, not gonna happen. Lady O is a little bashful.
You know, I'm no expert at some of the words in that, but I'm pretty sure that was a promise that she was going to do a full 2-hour session. That's how I'm reading it anyway, personally. So maybe I'll
Do you realize how much she does for this company, and if she walks away, what you're going to have to do?
She's not going to quit. She's just going to punch me in the face. And then maybe she'll quit, but I'll be punched in the face, so I won't know.
I have our winner here of MVT. It is Potatoes. Congratulations, Potatoes.
Potatoes. Simple, short, sweet, to the point. An elegant, awesome gamer tag.
I mean, they have zeros instead of O's, but, you know, it's Potatoes.
It's Potatoes. Congratulations, Potatoes. How about them potatoes? Nah, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I think there's some community questions and I think we're going to have to storm for next week.
Yeah, we're 7 over. This was healthy.
Yeah, sorry everybody, but people have commitments and meetings and
We covered a lot.
Yeah, we got to make the game, not just talk about it.
So thanks everybody for watching. I'll always see you on the battlefield. Take care.
All right, thank you, everyone.
All right, everybody. Take care. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Everyone on Twitch, hang on here, and we're going to raid one of our community contributors. Everyone else, have a great weekend. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.